Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. So you're able to hear me, right?
I am able to
Good.
hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, 1 minute to go if anybody is coming in. Okay, I think it's yes, yes. So let me put this on mute here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now it will not echo.
Nice. Good.
Okay. Hello, friends. This is Navrung Expressions, and this is me, Darshan. As I had promised, we have our nutritionist, Darshan Parekh, and he is going to talk to us all about nutrition. If you are the one who would like to watch what you eat and what you should be aware of as you make your dinner plate or your lunch plate or your breakfast, he is the right guy to guide us to stay healthy, and healthy means happiness. Welcome, Darshan. Welcome to Navrung Expressions. We are glad to have you.
Thank you. It is good to be on and talk to you. It's been some years.
Yes,
So it's nice to discuss health and fitness and how to be better in our day-to-day lives.
right. So, guys, I have put it on Facebook that let me also share the link on Facebook. If you want to go on YouTube and not to join the Zoom link, you're free to do so. Give me a minute, Darshan. I'm going to
Yeah.
share it with the people, the link for YouTube. And okay. So in case anybody is joining us on YouTube, you will be able to see us live. We will be able to see your comments, but we will not be able to um, see you. So if you have any questions, um, you will have to create. You will have to write a comment. Okay. So okay. So as we start, as you guys have seen on the profile that I have shared of Darshan, you have seen that he is a runner of many marathons, half marathons, and full marathons. He himself have been going. He has created a regime where he lost. Uh, and actually, instead of me talking about him, let's hear it from him, Darshan. As we have known, and as I have known you, you have lost a lot of weight and you have been running marathons. So, can you talk a little bit about how you lost your weight and what inspired you to lose weight?
Okay. So I'll go a little bit behind and start off. Um, I had a doctor's visit, and the doctor told me I had a blood pressure issue and I was borderline diabetic, which was in around 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And I was given two options: either I should lose weight or I should start taking medication. If I start with the medication, it has to be a lifetime process. I cannot stop the blood pressure medication nor the diabetes medication for a lifetime. And this was 2008, and that's how I decided that it's about time for me to start losing weight. I was weighing 110 kilos, which was
Oh, wow.
approximately 250 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Um, and so the process started. I started running slowly, gradually, lamppost to lamppost. Over a period of time, in 2009 is when I ran my first half marathon. And since then, I've run totally 45 marathons. I've run seven ultras, two half Ironmans. And because of all the running, all the process of nutrition, diets, I've gone through a lot of things. I've done a lot of diets. I've done keto, I've done GM, I've tried a lot of other diets, high protein, no carbs, low fat. You can name the diet, I've tried everything. Everything would, I would lose weight, but I would never be able to keep it off. All the weight you would come back. Yes, it wouldn't come back to where I was at 110, but still it was quite, you can say, undermining my whole effort of losing weight. And it used to make discourage me from doing more. Uh, but yeah, if I wanted to run long, it was important that I should be light, as light as possible on my feet, or I would create more injuries. And so started the process of nutrition. Uh,
I see.
and that's how I started being a nutrition. I started seeing what I was eating, how much I was eating, where I was eating, what I was eating, what kind of food, what is the products. I started reading labels. I started reading calorie counts. I was more conscious of what is going into the packaged food, um, fresh food. How is it prepared? What is being prepared at home, or if I'm eating outside, what kind of butter they are using. um, and that is when, that was by 2018, when my daughter came to me and said, Dad, you know so much about running, you know so much about health, why don't you
Hmm.
help me out? And she wanted to lose a few pounds. And so I said, okay. uh, I gave her a small plan which I thought would work for her, and it did. It did some incredible, gave her some incredible results, which basically boosted my confidence that, yeah, okay, I'm on the right path. And so I applied, got myself certified as a nutritionist. Today, it's been a year and a half that I've been a nutritionist, certified nutritionist. I have a lot of clients in India, in Hong Kong, where I live, a few clients in Dubai. Most primarily, most clients come to me saying they want to lose weight, um, and they want a diet. So I basically tell them I can't help them if they want to diet, because then they need to go to a dietitian. As a nutritionist, I am a little bit different than a dietitian, because I don't take care of your only of your food. I need to make sure that you've got all the stuff, all the carbs, proteins, fat, the vitamins, the fibers in your daily intake. I can't give you, say, I can't put you on a GM diet and say, okay, just eat fruits for a whole week and you're going to lose maybe 5 kilos. But that does not work.
Okay. So when you're talking about, I'm glad you brought that up, because when you talk about, you're not a dietitian, but you're a nutritionist. And if you can explain it a little bit more in detail about what would a dietitian be different from a nutritionist? When they go to a dietitian, what would be that would be different from what they come to you? And what would
Okay.
be the end result change in that?
So when one goes to a dietitian, the primary goal is to lose weight. And that's the main reason why a person visits a dietitian. There is no other goal there. So when you're going to a dietitian, what a dietitian does is they basically reduce your intake of food. They basically try and reduce your calorie intake, and they try and make sure that you start losing weight, because that's the business model. So if you lose weight, the business model is successful. And that's a dietitian. A nutritionist basically looks after your whole well-being, your whole everything. It includes, so as I explained earlier, that you need to make sure that you are I need to make sure that you're getting enough carbohydrates in your meals. I need to make sure you've got enough proteins. If there is a workout, I need to make sure that you have enough energy to do the workout without falling off the cliff, kind of story. There are times in your days where you may have lack of energy. A nutritionist basically takes care of that so that your energy levels are always at peak and your work or your workouts do not suffer. As a nutritionist, our weight loss is not our goal. Weight loss is a byproduct of what we do. Our goal is to give you a better and healthy lifestyle.
I see. So basically, it is not that your goal shouldn't be weight loss, because in a way, I agree with you, as you know, and as many of you who already know me, you know that even I am an alternative healer. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. We work on acupressure and the byproducts of what acupressure alternate healing does. And we also do the same thing. We believe that at certain age, and you may not be able to lose weight, but it's more important that you are more healthier and active energy wise. Is that what you would also recommend as a nutritionist?
So, as a nutritionist, we basically try and make sure that your uh, energy levels remain high or regulated across the day. A lot of customers or clients of mine who come to me have sleep problems. They're practically sleeping maybe only 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, a night, and they're not able to, cope up with the sleep. As a nutritionist, when we give them a way of eating, maybe make a lifestyle, they've come back and said they've increased the sleep pattern to 7 hours, and they're able to sleep more and much more sound sleep than if somebody just walks into a room, somebody wakes up. It's not that kind of sleep. It's not a light sleep. They're actually sleeping well, which has led to weight loss.
Right, and which I believe that even now people have started seeing. Many researchers have said that uh, a weight gain is also part of sleeplessness or insomnia. That's
Yeah,
what
sleep
they have
deprivation.
found.
Sleep
Sleep
deprivation causes
deprivation.
weight gain.
Yeah. So then, you mentioned that you lost quite a bit of weight from
Right,
110 kgs, which is
right.
almost around 225 or 200 pounds. You came down to almost um,
80
80
kgs,
kgs, which is
176
100
pounds.
and yes, yes. So still, as a nutritionist, you would say you would still lose weight, definitely, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
If I actually follow my own nutrition plan, I would actually lose a few more pounds, maybe a little bit more with all my workouts, my training. So at my peak training, I basically lose around 10 to 12 pounds when I reach my peak training. Or say if I'm running a marathon, um, and I'm at peak training levels, I'm actually 12 pounds lighter than where when I started. This weight generally I tend to bring it back after my marathon or my Ironman, so that I can I can recover well.
Well,
Um,
okay.
but if I want, yes, I can go down to whatever weight I want and be better. But that does not mean that I'm more healthy. Weight loss
Okay.
does not mean I'm healthy. It
Right, right. So weight loss and health, it does not always connect. That's what you're
yes,
trying to say. Okay.
yeah,
But okay, as a dietitian, because from what I know, like, a lot of people follow different kinds of diets, and they go to dietitian, and many times when they stop the plan,
yeah,
they gain back sometimes more than what they had lost or
yes.
what they were originally. Does that same thing happen with a nutritionist or when you're doing a nutrition plan?
So, okay, weight loss and weight gain on a dietitian is much faster. The
Okay.
scales will jump up and down much faster. The graph will just go up and then it will drop down. In a new What a nutritionist does is he will take your graph up slowly, slowly. He will plateau it stagnated, where it will be a lifestyle change. Now, if you keep following the same lifestyle change, you're not going to put on any weight. You may not
Okay.
lose weight, but you will not put on weight. But the
Okay.
minute you make us change in the whole plan and you start consuming much more than you required, of course, there is going to be weight gain again.
Okay.
Because the genes are already there. You see, your weight gain genes are already in your body. Now, it's not
Okay.
possible to remove those genes.
Okay.
So, a lot of my clients are Indian by birth. And
Ethnicity. Okay.
what happens is they have this tendency of not eating. They want to snack, they want fried stuff, they want papad, they want all the wrong kind of food. But when you tell them you can eat ghee or butter, they're like, oh, I will put on weight. It's actually the other way around. Ghee, butter is a lubricant that helps you, keeps your joints flowing more
Flowing.
easily.
Right. Your
And it
intestines
actually helps you weight
lubricated.
loss wise also. So
Right.
basically, ghee, if put on a chapati or even put in rice, it actually helps you because it's a good fat. Uh, it actually helps your cholesterol levels. It helps you fight the fat that has been built up over the years. There is no magic pill. Let me be honest, there is no magic pill. It's just that you've got to follow the routine that a nutritionist sets for you. And the
Right.
minute he sets it, just follow it and do not question it. Because what happens is people do not believe in a nutritionist because weight loss comes at a later stage.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
may take
So
three to
like you
six
said,
months for you to see
I,
results.
okay. So they go to a dietitian more often is because it's a faster result.
Yes. A
Okay.
nutritionist
Okay.
will take 6 to 9, 3, 6, 9 months, depending upon your body type, for you to actually see results. What happens as a nutritionist is when we give you a plan, we're not looking at your weight and we're not looking at your weight loss. What we are looking at is as your lifestyle change, which will come as a fat loss. So you may start losing belly fat. You may start seeing some difference on your pant button being more, you're putting on going to a cobbler and putting a punch in your hole in your belt. So you lose 1 inch. Now, this 1 inch actually does not transform into major weight loss
Mm-hmm.
because that 1 inch happens across your body. It, it's not just on your belly, it will be on your arms, on your face, on your neck, on your belly, on your butt, on your thighs, everywhere. Overall, you've lost an inch. So it takes time. Once you give it 6 months and you start seeing the results, and it will take more time for you to put on the weight after that. If you say you go off a plan and say, okay, I'm happy with a nutritionist, I don't want him now, fine. Don't use a nutritionist, but stick to the plan that he has created for you, and it will surely put you at the same weight, stagnate your weight. I have been 80 kgs since 2000 and I think it was 2014. Yeah.
14. Okay.
I've been the same
Yes.
weight from 2014. Today is 2022. So it's for 8 years. I've
It
not,
is.
it goes up a while sometimes, but it just comes back to 80 the minute I start going back to my nutrition.
Right. So then the second time when you go back to your plan, the results are much faster than the first
Yes.
time that you see,
Yes.
because your body is now accustomed and is much more healthier,
Right.
built healthily. Okay, that's awesome to know, because it's wonderful to understand the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian, whereas yes, I have seen a lot of people, and I also believe, because my therapies say the same thing, that if you already when something is damaged in our body, it does take a longer period of time. It doesn't just on overnight deteriorate. You don't overnight get some disease or ailment. It's something that you haven't paid attention for a long time.
Yeah.
So in the same way, to get better also, it's going to take the same amount of time, sometimes more than that,
Yeah.
to get back to that level. Wonderful. What else would you give as an advice, as you are a runner, and if today's young generation who are more moving towards healthy lifestyle,
Yeah.
but at the same time they are looking at crash diets, like we
Yeah.
see we see a lot of fatalities in young ones,
Yeah.
that they are trying to do these healthy diets, but then it's 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 like a boomerang,
Okay.
hitting back.
So, as you said, the word is crash diet.
Yeah.
So when you crash, it's the end. So
Yes.
that's why it's called a crash diet, because that's the end. There's no coming back. The minute you come back, you've blown up, and you
Right.
can't do that diet again. So what I advise, my advice to most of the young crowd today, or a lot of people actually, you
Hmm.
see a lot of obese people actually, and when you see their diet habits or eating habits, they are hardly eating anything. Many of them are actually under eating, and they still say, oh, I'm not eating anything, but I still put on weight. So the bigger reason is that because you're not eating, you're putting on weight, because everything
Okay.
that you eat is basically stored by your body for energy which it may require later. It will use what it requires now, but then it is going to save everything else as fat in your body for energy which it requires later. And the body has learned that you're going to eat less. It's the same thing with the crash diets. When you stop eating, your body goes into a survival mode. Once it goes into survival mode, it basically is craving for meal, a food, some energy. It can be a sports drink, it can be food, actual food, a fruit, say any kind of nuts, but it is craving. But you keep denying, and you keep drinking water. So what happens? The body starts shutting down its system, or it goes into a minimalistic system, savior mode, where it wants to save the internal organs of your body. Now, to save that internal organs, it basically makes you more tired. So when you get tired, you're going to sleep. That's the only time it can save energy, because there is no
Mm.
food in your body. So the crash diets, basically when they say you've got to eat only watermelon for a day, it's basically nothing going into your
Water.
body.
Right.
Yeah, it's only water. So you could survive for one day, but say if you have to do it for 8 days, what happens after the eighth day? Your body
Right.
has now learned that it's not getting any food, and it's going to go into the survival mode, and it will start shutting down all essential services and keep you at a minimal service level, and you will be more tired and you'll be sleeping most of the day. You won't be able to sleep, but you will be in bed and you won't feel like doing anything. So that's your body's message to you,
So
that
energy wise, you will be low, you are saying.
there will be no energy left.
Right. Okay.
There
Okay.
will be no energy in you.
Okay. So with this also, I would like to ask a question about is what kind of people should approach a nutritionist? Like, because I have seen a lot of times, uh, especially in skin diseases,
Yeah.
I have seen that people go for some kind of special diet. I don't know if they go to a nutrition
Yeah.
or that is called a dietitian. I'm not sure, but I've seen that they follow a certain things that they should be eating, and the healing of the skin ailment, whatever they have, like especially people having eczema.
Yeah.
Eczema and psoriasis is one of the peak ones, especially stress causing it.
Yeah. So
Would that be something you would recommend, or would that be a kind of a client you would take into?
now I can't take in a client who has a skin disease like eczema or who has asthma or psoriasis. The reason being, you need to be a clinical nutritionist for it.
I see.
So
Okay.
that's a
So there is a
different.
difference between nutritionist
Yes.
and a clinical nutritionist.
Yeah, a
I see.
clinical nutritionist is basically like a doctor who can actually work at a hospital. And when you are in a hospital, or you get a nutritionist who prescribes you food, they call it a dietitian, but she or he is a nutritionist who basically knows what your needs are for
I
that
see.
particular time. So when you go to them, they basically prescribe you different kind of food to make sure that you do not get aggravated eczema, or psoriasis does not get aggravated. And over a period of time, you will see the results being that there's a reduction in itchiness, redness, rash. Uh, but it takes time. It's over a period of 6 to 9 months or a year sometimes. depending
Okay.
upon what stage of eczema or cirrhosis is. What I can treat is I can help people who have diabetes.
Diabetes. Okay.
Yes, but I'm not a doctor again. I'm
Right.
not a clinical nutritionist, but I can guide them as to what they should be eating, how much, when, what kind of food. So, if you are a diabetic, most people, most doctors tell you no fruits.
Right.
They'll tell you do not eat any kind of fruit because it's sugar. But
Mm-hmm.
what a nutritionist like me or any nutrition, please eat a fruit because it is sugar, yes, but it is fructose. It is natural sugar which will not harm your body. It will be released slowly into your blood system, unlike cane sugar or the processed sugar, which will be released immediately. This will give you a slow release, and it will not spike your. It will insulin levels will be maintained, which basically means that some fruit is good for you. I wouldn't recommend somebody to eat 5 bananas in a day if he's diabetic,
That
but
was
he
my
can eat a
next
banana.
question.
Yeah.
Yes.
He can eat
Yes.
one banana. He can have a
Okay.
mango in a day. That's fine. It's not going to spike your blood sugar.
Blood sugar.
It's going to basically regulate over a period of time. So I have diabetic clients whom I've helped quite a bit, and I've seen their diabetes fall from an H1BAC level of 10 to 6.
Oh, good. That's quite a bit because it's
Yeah,
4 points that are dropping. Yeah.
4 points over a year. It took a year. It
Okay.
wasn't overnight. It took a year,
Of course.
but
Of course.
the client followed the plan and worked on it. So as a nutritionist, we also are looking at your lifestyle. You see, a lot of people today have sedentary lifestyle. They're working in the office most of the time. They drive
Mm-hmm.
there, drive back home. There is no workouts. People are slowly getting into this uh,
Workout things.
workout
Yeah.
zone. I mean, in
Yeah.
the US, you can see most people either healthy or obese. You have only two types of people in the US. Either you've got this one guy who is really healthy and well built and looking nice, or you have another guy who is really fat and obese and he's eating everything that is on the table or on the buffet.
Right.
There is no
So
middle ground here in the US.
So when you say here in the US there are two types of people only, have you seen a third type, or would you describe a third type, what it would be if you see in other countries? Because you said you have clients from Hong Kong, you have from Dubai, you have
Yeah.
mainly from
So
India. So what would be the third type?
the third type is whose genes and metabolism is high. He does not do any workouts, or he just does very basic walks in the day, or he takes an hour walk and eats everything and never puts on weight. And he's still very healthy. His blood is fine. His blood sugars are good. His liver is nice. And so this is a third type of a category that I see because I'm a sportsman. So I see people who are sports fanatics like me, who travel the world to run marathons or to do Ironman, and then there are those who are totally sedentary. They sit at home or go to work. They're driving there, driving back. There is no form of workout. There's this third type now, which is being coming into existence, where they try at least 1 hour a day to go for a walk, even if it's a
Walk.
leisurely walk in the park or a dog walk. But they would go and do that 1 hour every day religiously. And that also helps. That also helps, which I recommend to all my clients. If you're not working out and you want to change your nutrition and your lifestyle, you still need to give yourself that 1 hour. I want you to give yourself that 1 hour and go for a walk. It can be just round the block, but just go and do that 1 hour and it will help.
Great. So if someone wanted to put on weight, like, a lot of people say they're anorexic
Yeah.
and they are not able to put on weight, and it
Yeah.
is needed for them to put on weight. Would you think the nutritionist would be of help?
We are the only people who can help them. A dietitian can't help them.
Okay. Okay.
We
So
are the only people who can help a person who needs to put on weight in the right way. I
in the
mean,
right way.
there's no need to binge eat or do a lot of other things, but it's just that you need to eat the right way, right foods to get your metabolism system going so that you start putting on weight. Metabolism is not only it's something that burns your fat, your body system, but it also helps you to regulate your body systems. So when you see a person who's not putting on weight, so a lot of things are hereditary. There may
Right.
be genes that have been brought down from generations, in which case even a nutritionist will not be able to help, because for them to put on weight, they'll actually need to go to a gym, press some,
Um,
push some, push weights, and then come back and go to a nutrition and say, okay, I need protein, I need this. That's the only time they will start putting on some muscle. Otherwise, a nutritionist can't help them if it's
Gene
hereditary,
related. Okay.
gene related.
And then one more question that I have noted down here
Yeah,
before we wind up is about ladies.
yeah,
So most of the time we see that women are more conscious. Of course, men are getting more conscious nowadays, but women are also conscious. But when women are conscious about changing their lifestyle, changing
mm,
their diet, a lot of times there are so many other things that are behind the reason where they have, where they gain that tummy after their
yeah,
delivery, or they have a c-section, or they have some kind of issues, hormonal issues because
right.
of the uh, premenopause or postmenopause, where they are not able to lose their weight at all. What would you suggest to such women who are seeking to lose weight?
Again, good you brought that point up, because I was about to tell you that a lot of women face not only premenopause, postmenopause, but also women who are as having periods on a regular basis and can't lose weight because of a lot of blood being lost. Um, Number one is that there is nothing to fear in this. If there is a weight gain during your, um, during a menstrual cycle, it's
Mm-hmm.
purely natural. You can't fight it. There will be a couple of pounds weight gain pre cycle menstrual, pre your cycle, and there will be those pounds will be lost after the cycle. So a lot of women actually start getting hyper when they put on weight and they say, "Oh shit, I have put on a pound." It's okay. It must be that time of the month where you'll need to put on that weight, because you're going to start losing blood and all that weight is going to go away. Um, so there is nothing to be scared of. Number one. Number two, I don't recommend people to not work out while they are having the periods. That's fine if you can. If you can work out and you're comfortable, please go ahead and do it. There is nothing wrong. Number three, there is a lot of iron loss during this period.
Yes.
And because you lose a lot of iron, it's very important that the same amount of iron can be put into your body. So eat a lot of greens during this period, a lot of veggies, green vegetables, a lot of fruit. Try to avoid meat during this period also,
Mm,
because
mm.
meat is heavy to basically digest. It takes a couple of days for your body to process meat, maybe 2 days for chicken, 3 days for red meat. So you basically taking 3 days to process what you, if you eat something on Monday, it basically goes through your bowel system only after 2 days, and it's released into the, you release it or throw it out on a Thursday. But if you eat fiber and you eat vegetables and fruit, your bowel systems will actually be clean the next day morning. And that's
Right.
very important. So you try to avoid eating meat, eat a lot of greens, a lot of fruits and vegetables, whichever you like. Try and eat rice, wheat, put ghee. All this food is going to help you over a period of time. It won't show results immediately. I mean,
Mhm.
today, if somebody sits in a period and says, "Oh, I'm going to eat this because Darshan has said," no, it's not going to work today. The results are going to come maybe 6 or 7 months later.
Later.
Now, if you're into going into menopause, weight loss is very difficult.
Okay.
It is not easy to for a woman to lose weight when she's just premenopausal or she's getting into the menopause stage.
Right.
This is because your body is going through a lot of hormonal changes.
Right.
You've got to respect those hormonal changes. You've got to listen to your body. All I can tell you is that at this stage of life, don't um, okay, okay, don't put yourself in a position where there will be a craving, a
Okay.
desperation to eat something. Try things differently. If you are a sugar person, you need sugar every day. You may reduce that sugar by going for one piece of chocolate or two pieces of chocolate instead of a full bar. If you are a tea person and you need sugar in your tea, or a coffee person who needs sugar in the coffee, reduce that one spoon of sugar in your coffee. And this will take time, but it will help you over a period of time, because hormonal changes are going to activate a craving into your body.
Right. True.
And this craving is going to be for fat, for fatty food.
Okay. Okay.
Because you want a packet of chips and you're going to finish it off because the craving of your body says, oh, I want chips.
Right.
But
Right.
don't say no. Take a few pieces of chips and eat it.
But
Satisfy
control
that
it.
craving.
Okay. But control it, like the
Control it.
quantity. So quantity you want to control. You don't want to stop the craving, but
Right.
you can control the quantity.
So that is one thing which is very important as a nutritionist. Nutritionist that we tell our clients is that I'm not going to kill you by stopping all your foods that you like. All I'm going to do is I'm going to try and help you to control your cravings so that you can eat the right thing. You want to eat a chocolate, please go ahead, eat a chocolate. You want to eat 5 bars of chocolate, fine, eat 5 bars of chocolate in a day. But tell me after that, don't drink water for a full day and see how it works. Because
Hmm.
chocolate creates dehydration.
Dehydration. Yeah.
So if you eat 5 bars of chocolate, and the best way is have those 5 bars, then for the next 12 hours, don't drink water and see how it feels. So
Okay.
rather just eat a bar and be happy, and you'll
Right.
still get water.
Okay. Okay. So and then so you like as we are starting to wind up, you would
Yeah.
say that uh for women especially, what every woman should listen to is make sure that you are not during your periods or during your menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
you are not trying to eat meat, especially try to eat more greens, try to eat iron, because you're losing a lot of iron because of blood
Yeah.
loss.
Yes.
And when you are going through pre-menopause or post-menopause, respect those hormonal changes and slowly get into the habit of new diet. That's what
Yeah.
you are suggesting. Okay.
Yes. Listen to your body. Your body talks to you. It's just that we don't listen.
Right.
We
So
run to
for
a doctor.
women, yes. So women and also men, of course, men has their own issues too.
Yeah.
I would say from what we have heard, Darshan, is like, yes, body shaming is not good and we all should respect. But at the same time, if you are not respecting and to make it feel unhealthy, then that body shaming should be of yourself. Nobody has the right to body shame you because nobody knows what you're going through. But at the same time, you want to listen to your body, you want to respect what it should be in a healthy manner. Must feel healthy, must feel energetic. That
Yeah.
is important, right?
It's the
Uh,
only thing that matters.
Right. So energy level is one thing that we have learned again and again that Darshan has told us about the nutrition is that eating the right thing, right amount, and feeling energetic is important. It's not about what you cannot eat. Like he said, we can eat rice. I was surprised when he said rice. I was surprised when he said ghee and butter, because those are the things that you usually crave for. But it's not that you cannot eat. If you are eating only that, we have to cut down on it. We have to listen to our body. We have to find out what is needed for our body, and a nutritionist can help us to guide us how much amount of what you need according to your lifestyle, according to your um, uh, uh, your health conditions, right,
Right.
Darshan?
And as per
Yes.
your requirement, lifestyle requirements, health conditions, there are a lot of aspects that come into play.
Right. So going to a nutritionist is also one thing that I find it more attractive is not, he or she is not going to stop us from eating chocolates. He
Yeah.
or she is not going to stop us from eating butter or ghee or the rice that most of us love, right? And of course, fried food, everybody says no. He's not going to stop us from eating
No.
mangoes or bananas or fruits. So that's awesome. Even if you have diabetes, he's going to tell us how to and what to eat. So it was such a wonderful thing, Darshan. We learned a lot. And I'm sure even if right now people are not there, and when you're looking at this recording, if you have any questions at the end of this video and or all the in the beginning of this video, you have all the information of Darshan. You have his Insta handle, you have his email address, and you can always contact him. He does have clients from Dubai, India, Hong Kong. He resides in Hong Kong. But this is something that you don't need to see someone in person. That's the best part, right?
Yep.
You can always just talk to them, talk to uh, uh, Darshan, and he can always guide you. And remember, it's not a miracle, it's nothing overnight. And that is exactly what I tell. And most of the alternate healing should be telling you. There is no miracles. When there is a miracle, it is something is wrong,
Yes.
right? Like he said, crash diet, meaning you're going to crash. We don't want to crash. We really want to be healthy, active, and lively.
Right.
Uh, what would be your parting advice to all of us, Darshan?
All of you, I would suggest one is that first, I would say is start drinking water. Keep
Water.
hydrated. Try and
Okay.
have at least 3 liters a day.
Mm,
That's one of the most important things that I've learned during my nutrition days. And another thing is try and get an hour of workout, any kind of walk, any kind of workout, an hour a day. Your body requires it, and you should give that 1 hour of time just for your body and to yourself.
So actually, now when you talk about water, Darshan, can I ask one last question? I
Sure.
know your time is valuable,
No, no, that's fine.
but when you say 3 liters of water, does everybody need 3 liters of water, or would it be based on your body weight or body height?
So, as a thumb rule, we say 3 liters, but
Okay.
yeah, you can go to 2.5. But if the thing is, how do you know what is enough? If you keep drinking 3 liters over a period of time, you will see you will not be going visiting the washroom that often. When you start with 3 liters, you will be visiting the washroom every 30 minutes. But as time goes by, your body starts absorbing that water into its system, and
Okay.
you will not go to the washroom. Visits will go down to maybe an hour, once in an hour, then to once in 2 hours, and your body will start asking for water. Why do
I
we
see.
ask for water? Because if you see, the planet Earth is 70% water, same as with our body. We are
Right.
70% water.
Right.
So if I go by weight, if you're 100 kilos, you should have 70 kilos of water in you, right?
Okay. Okay. So basically, we all should try and see, because a healthy person should be visiting the bathroom 1.5 to 2 hours
Yes.
regularly. And if you see your urine is completely clear all the time, then there is something wrong. We should be taking care of it. But as Darshan said, that maybe we should try having more and more water, up to 3 liters. You can start slow, and you will see that your body is consuming it, and you're not oftenly visiting the bathroom.
Right.
A lot of times, what is also I want to bring to everybody's attention is, a lot of times people, especially elderly people, they stop drinking water because they feel they have to go to the bathroom again and
Right.
again. And I think that is wrong. A lot of times that does create a lot of pressure on your
Yes.
kidneys and your heart. So as a therapist, I also suggest, and I'm sure Darshan agrees as a nutritionist, that you should slowly start drinking water. It's okay to go to the bathroom. It's okay to get up in the night and go to the bathroom. You will slowly, your body will start getting used to it. You will not be going to the bathroom all the time. So that scariness should not stop you from drinking water.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
that's a wonderful. I'm glad you brought that up. Water was something I forgot to mention it here in my notes I had, but as you mentioned it, I also thought of water. I always have my water bottle with me, and that's a very very good advice. Thank you so much. Thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for your time, Darshan.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
Thank
It
you
was a
for
pleasure.
joining us and giving your time. And guys, you all, whenever you see, you do have his information. If someone cannot find it, you can always contact me. Everyone has my contact, because if you're on my Facebook, you're on my YouTube channel, you're a subscriber, you're going to always find my information. You can ask me and I can forward your information, or I can give you the information for Darshan. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Darshan.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Have a
Thank you for
wonderful
having
day.
me. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.